Marasha is going to kick things off with musician Farahri. Take it away.
We kicked off the show with Farahri Flex, and he was telling us all about the Toronto District School Board Idol Challenge. The young talent that is in this city is amazing. That's why I'm so excited that we are continuing to celebrate musical talent with my next guest. She's taken the pop world by storm, and may I say, she's making me feel underdressed. Musician Farahri is here. Welcome to the show, Farahri.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited about this new musical movement that you've coined, New India. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So New India is the brand that I've created for myself. It serves as a platform for my beliefs, my philosophies. It's actually more than just the music. It has 5 main pillars right now, which I can go through. The first being about your purpose in life. And the quote behind this is that the purpose in life is to use your talents and abilities for the betterment of humanity.
Okay.
The second pillar is about not just accepting or tolerating different cultures, races, religions, but moving towards embracing them. And the third one would be the amalgamation of, blurring the boundaries of musical expression or artistic expression. So not just with music, but fashion or art, all different types of art, not being scared to stick to one genre or one musical style, but not being afraid to mix them and amalgamate them all together and express yourself like that. The fourth pillar is about the balance of health, mental health, spiritual health, physical health, and all of that. And the fifth pillar is about cooperation versus competition. And just a little background behind that is when I went to Jamaica, it was very interesting to see how all the artists interacted with each other and how the aura around everybody was that of such welcoming and cordial, and everybody was all about sharing the stage and the presence. Whereas when you come back here, it's not necessarily like that right now. So I would like to encourage the cooperation between artists or anybody in any industry versus competition.
Well, I think that's such an interesting contrast to how we kicked off the show, talking with Farahri Flex about how it's not just about one person being a star, but it takes an entire team behind them to put things together. And that sounds to me a little bit what you're talking about, that it's not just about the music, it's all that you do. What was the inspiration for you to get into music to begin with?
Well, I've been singing since I was a kid. I always loved it. It's just something that came naturally to me. My dad used to sing, my grandmother used to sing. And from when I was really young, I was in many choirs, community choirs, school choirs. My grade 1 teacher then told my mom that, you know, she has a really good voice, you should kind of pay attention to that. And so since then, you know, I've been developing it as a hobby on the side. I was in school, I played a lot of sports, but I decided to take it seriously when I actually moved to Toronto about 3 years ago. I met my manager, and so I've been doing it professionally since then, and it's been going really well.
And was it a choice to celebrate specifically South Asian culture, or did you always know as a youngster that you enjoy this music, but there's so much more as well?
I always knew. I was fortunate enough to have parents that exposed me to a lot of different types of music. They're actually born in Africa, so we had some African music going on in the house, and then we're very strong in the Indian culture, so we had the whole Bollywood thing, and then I would listen to my pop and the radio and everything, and I grew up in Ottawa. So I always knew that I would never be able to be stuck in just one genre or one cultural, or being able to portray just one cultural influence. I always knew I wanted to mix it all up and make it okay for all different cultural influences to be in the mainstream.
Well, it certainly sounds like a real Toronto story as far as music's concerned, embracing all of that diversity. Let's take a little look and a little listen to Farahri in action. I think we're going to hear Dance the Night Away. Is that right? Take a look and listen. Fabulous.
Control just evades me. My body craves it. Didn't know I could feel this way. Temperature rising higher, higher, and the room is really getting hot. The beat is pumping louder and louder, all up in it. I'm getting caught. I see some beautiful people tonight. The mood is right and I'm feeling nice. My body's aching, my legs are shaking. I'm going insane, ecstasy is a taste. It's the beat of the music, makes me just wanna lose it and dance the night away. Control just evades.
Who doesn't want to get up and dance the night away after listening to that fantastic radio track?
Thank you.
It is a favorite, and it also is drawing on a lot of Toronto musical experience. Tell us about that, all the people involved.
So the main person behind everything is my manager, Roy Robinson. He's my stylist, we co-write, and he kind of overlooks everything. I've had a lot of support from the Toronto community. Ama Swiss watch and jewelry company has endorsed me, so they're helping out as well. Recently I won an Inoki Award for Most Promising Artist, and they're a Toronto and UK based magazine. Very cool, very upcoming, very ethnic and diverse. Shakir, who is also on the track, I was very, very lucky to snag him for this, and you know, he was all about this because he saw that it represented Toronto and also an international market, so he saw the opportunity to also be a part of something that could potentially be really big. And the fact that it has that little Hindi verse in it and the little Indian interlude also intrigued him quite a bit, and he was amazing. Like, he really brought the track to life, so I was very fortunate to have him.
Well, he is such a powerhouse of talent in
Absolutely.
the world's music scene, but certainly in Toronto's, and he really does embrace fellow artists. Tell us a little bit about how you came into contact with him to begin with.
So I met Shakir at the studio. He's a good friend of my manager, and basically played him the track and said, hey, this is Farahri, it's my new artist, and do you like the track? Would you like to be a part of it? He probably went to the chair, sat down for about 5 minutes, wrote his verse, and was like, here, how do you like this? It was phenomenal. Like, he's so talented. He came up with his verse right away, and he was all about the project, and he's been a huge support.
That's amazing. I think that's really inspirational for people listening who have aspirations to become a musician professionally, to hear that there is that kind of camaraderie that happens.
Oh, absolutely.
And you're wishing there was more of that in Toronto.
A little bit, not just in Toronto, I think everywhere right now, maybe except for the Caribbean. I think the Caribbean is setting a very good example for that no competition, the camaraderie like you're saying. Yeah, but I wouldn't focus it just to Toronto. I think it's a little bit of everywhere, and I think we'd all do a little bit better if we just started to work together versus against each other.
I think you couldn't have said it better, and I think we've got that spirit working on the show today with the Idol Challenge and with you as a precedent. Thank you so much. Just before we go, tell us what you're working on. You've got a new track coming up.
We have a new track coming out called Roll With Me. It's featuring Firelion. It's a hot pop dance hall kind of track, very dancey. Everybody's gonna love it. It's a hot club track.
Fabulous. Look for it, listen for it, and more information is available at myspace.com/Ferrari. And here's some more information about Ferrari, because I know you're interested. Check it out. Fantastic.